All right. Well, welcome, everyone. My name is Assemblymember Matt Haney, and I am the proud author of AB 283. And let me be the first to announce here publicly that the bill just passed unanimously, 7-0 out of the Public Employment Retirement Committee. Our first step. Just a few more steps, and we are going to get this done and have statewide bargaining for our home care workers. We are so excited to be here with a broad coalition. I know we have SEIU 2015 in the House. I know we have AFSCME UDW in the House. We have providers and recipients from every corner of our state. And wherever you are in California, you will see care workers. You will see folks who are taking care of folks who need them, people who are aging, people who are sick, people who are disabled, young people, elderly people. Every single block, every single corner, every single community, there are home care workers, there are long-term care workers there taking care of our neighbors, our friends, our family, and us. All of us need care at some point in our lives, and many of us, I'm sure, would like the opportunity to choose to receive that care at home from somebody who knows us, somebody who understands us, and somebody who can provide that care in the most appropriate way for us. That's all we are asking for, is that opportunity for folks who need care to be able to receive it in the most appropriate setting. Unfortunately, right now, the way the system is set up is not providing for that. We have a care crisis in our state. Just last year, over 40 million hours of care were not provided for because the workforce wasn't there for people who needed it. We know that we have a shortage of millions of care workers in our state. It is a crisis that is going to get worse as our population ages. And the system that we have in place right now is not going to provide for that care. 58 counties, all doing something different, none of them doing enough. Most folks in our state who provide care through IHSS are receiving close to the minimum wage or just barely above it. Very few are receiving sick days, none are receiving retirement, none are receiving the adequate levels of support or training that they need. This is a system that is broken, and we have the solution to fix it. AB 283 will finally create a system of statewide collective bargaining so that we lift up the supports for these professionalized workers so they get the level of wages that they need to be able to provide the care that Californians deserve. And the truth is that this will actually save the state money. This is the most cost-effective way to provide care for people who need it. We know that when folks receive care at home, rather than going to a much more expensive institution, we are actually saving the state between $20,000 and $150,000 per person. So as we think about these attacks on Medicaid, as we think about questions of how to ensure the sustainability of this program, this is also the way to do that. So there's no greater win-win than what we've got on the table right now for California, and we just have to get it done. A win-win for cost effectiveness, a win-win for recipients, a win-win for providers who right now are doing essential, important work. And before I introduce our speakers who are going to share their stories and talk to you about what this looks like in their communities, I really do want to thank everyone who has gathered here behind me, the providers, the recipients. You all do the most essential, important work with so little support. And it is time that you get the dignity and the respect from our state that you deserve, that is reflective of the essential work that you do. I've seen it firsthand in my community in San Francisco, and I can tell you that we have such tremendous respect for you all, and it's time that we show it. Thank you. And so with that, I want to introduce our first speaker, who is the leader of one of the two unions that came together in this coalition, which is going to get this done this year. Doug Moore, Executive Director of United Domestic Workers, AFSCME Local 3930. Welcome.
Good morning, and thank you, Assemblyman Haney, for your leadership. Thank you for being a champion on AB 283 and being the author of this very important bill. UDW and SEIU 2015 appreciate your tenacity and not giving up on this. And we will never give up on you. I say that on behalf of UDW, and I'm sure I'm speaking for Arnulfo in 2015 as well. I'm Doug Moore, the Executive Director of UDW. We represent over 200,000 home care and family child care providers throughout California. And today I stand alongside SEIU 2015, and together we represent over 800,000 providers throughout the great state of California. One thing you can say about home care providers, we are fighters. That's right. And once we sink our teeth into something, we don't let go until we get it. Right. And we're not going to stop until we achieve our goal of getting statewide bargaining. Now, we are in an antiquated system that leaves bargaining up to the counties, and it doesn't give us the opportunity to earn a living wage, let alone a thriving wage. Wages that force them to choose between rent and food. Wages that say to them, you take care of those who need it, but you won't be able to take care of yourself. Thankfully, leaders like Assemblymember Haney and our incredible co-sponsors know that California can and must do better. And AB 283 is a path forward. It allows providers to negotiate their contracts with the state, ensuring a fair contract for every provider, regardless of where they live in the state, be it San Diego or be it Yolo County, a fair wage irregardless of where they live. AB 283 also helps protect the future of home care from the attacks we're seeing now from the Trump administration as they threaten to cut funding to vital programs like Medicaid. That is a real threat today, which helps fund the state's in-home supportive services program. And lastly, I want to say to our friends in the legislature and the governor, it is time. It is time. It is time for you to have the political and moral courage to do what is right and to do what is just by passing and signing into law AB 283. Today is the first step in changing home care in California. Today will be remembered as the day providers and lawmakers came together and said, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Together we are starting down the path of real change. Now let's get this bill done together, and let's make history together. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doug, for your leadership. And as I said, this is a powerful coalition. We've been working on this together for a number of years now, and your tenacity and your leadership on behalf of your members has been critical, and I know is going to take us across the finish line this year. I want to introduce somebody. You know, you heard we've got these brand new great signs that say proud co-author of 283, and as you may have heard, we already have 25 co-authors already signed up for this bill. And with your help today, I know you're going to go get all of them to put this up on their doors. And there are 120 members of the legislature, so we want all 120 to be signing on to support this bill. This is not a partisan issue. Republicans, Democrats, wherever you are, you can support this bill. These folks are in your community, and this is a way you can support them. One person who was at the very beginning of that, who has been with us in this fight from the start, who's been a huge champion for this issue and so many other critical issues in our state, is my good friend from Los Angeles, Assemblymember Isaac Bryan, one of our principal co-authors of this bill from the very beginning. Please welcome Isaac Bryan.
I'm just here because Matt Haney is the greatest. And you all know that. And Matt Haney led this charge and brought it through the legislature. And though he reps San Francisco, I want you to know he actually is speaking for all of us. In Los Angeles, all up and down the state, it is a righteous fight. And I want to thank you, Assemblymember Haney, for leading us all in this direction. My mother was a home care worker, a long-term care worker for many years. She was a special need foster parent. And I have siblings who will always need care. My best friend was diagnosed with ALS when he was 30 years old. I know the work that our caregivers do to keep us all healthy and safe and protected. But what's a shame is that the people who care for us can't afford to care for themselves. We're abandoning our long-term care workers, and it's because you have always had to fight to be recognized. That's why the courageous black women who helped form SEIU 2015 got together back in the day. And you shouldn't be fighting 58 fights at the same time. Last year we coined one fight. You coined one fight. This is that fight, and I'm proud to join you in that fight. And I'm also proud to be the first person who's going to go put this on my office door. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Assemblymember Bryan, for your leadership and for sharing your story. I know so many people, including legislators here, have their own experiences as caregivers or receiving care for somebody in their family. So this is something that all of us in our state, including legislators, experience personally. I want to welcome our next speaker, who is an IHSS provider from Fresno County, Wendy Davenport. Welcome, Wendy.
Good morning. My name is Wendy Davenport, and I live in Fresno County, and I provide care for my recipient, Linda Straw. I am proud today to speak about the vision to protect and strengthen long-term care in California. This campaign has been years in the making. I'm also proud to be here today with my recipient. Our IHSS system is definitely broken, and the demand for care is way overwhelming. We have a lot more people that need care than we have providers in Fresno County. It's a big problem. Right now, county by county, bargaining, it just isn't working. We all need to group together and get this bill passed. AB 283 is the solution. It'll fix a lot of our problems, and I believe it'll bring us a lot more respect and dignity for what we need. Thank you.
All right, and if you'll welcome Linda Straw, who is a IHSS care receiver from Fresno County. Welcome.
Hi. Like you said, my name is Linda Straw. I've been on both sides of the spectrum. I was a caregiver, and I got really sick, and I started getting vertigo really bad, slipping and falling, so I needed a caregiver myself. And so Wendy's been my caregiver, been to my home many times, and I think this bill needs to be passed by, just because you never expect you're the one that's going to be needing it when the whole thing, I went from both sides. So I think the bill needs to be passed, and I'm going to go sit down now.
Thank you so much, Wendy and Linda, for being here. Just want to let you both know that we got your back. All these folks here have your back. They understand what you're fighting. I know Fresno County has been a place where this has been a big challenge, where they haven't agreed to a contract, where they've been fighting you, and you shouldn't have to fight that fight alone. This should be something that your brothers and sisters and siblings up here stand with you on across the state, and also that our state recognizes that this is a statewide interest, that we actually have a responsibility to make sure that folks who need care receive it, and that we shouldn't just be kicking it down to 58 counties for 58 fights. There should be one fight, and there should also be one systemic solution to make sure nobody is left behind who needs care. And I want to thank you for being here. I want to introduce two individuals who, if you were in the hearing today, you heard from them, and they did an extraordinary job in telling their stories and about the critical need for this bill. Sabrina Bishop and Ronald Penn.
Hello, my name is Sabrina Bishop, and I am an IHSS provider, and I am a proud member of UDW. I am here today because the bargaining process for IHSS providers is broken. It's cumbersome, it's outdated, and it leaves thousands of providers like me stuck in a cycle of poverty, often having to work an additional 2 to 3 jobs just to make ends meet. We are stuck in this vicious cycle. In San Diego, we've reached a state wage cap on bargaining with our county, and our county will not pay us any more money because it means they would have to pay out of their budget. And like most counties, they're not willing to do this, even though we saved the counties millions upon millions of dollars caring for these individuals at home. But somehow those millions never seem to trickle down to the ones that are providing the care. My union siblings in Kern County had to wait nearly 8 years to get a new contract. I'm going to repeat that. 8 years to get a contract. They faced a hostile board of supervisors who refused to acknowledge the dignity of our work. During the pandemic, we were essential workers because we risked our lives and our health to go out there and provide care for those individuals, Californians, who couldn't get out the bed, who couldn't care for themselves. We are essential workers, and we will always be essential workers. But this county wasted millions of dollars and said out loud they would rather pay a financial penalty to the state than to pay home care providers. And when they did come to the table, they offered us pennies, not a quarter, not a dime. They offered us pennies when we saved them millions and millions of dollars. Our sign here today says, "Our care counts." This was disrespectful, but it keeps happening. Bargaining with counties hold us back as IHSS providers. It means we must choose between paying high rent in California, paying high groceries in California, and paying for our own medicine out of pocket, because most of us don't even have medical coverage. I'm not being dramatic, but every day, hundreds of thousands of care providers have to decide between life and death. We know that California can do better, and I believe that AB 283 is the great state of California doing better. Bargaining with the state of California gives us a real voice at the table. We are essential workers. We care for the most vulnerable individuals in California. And for many of you, unfortunately, a day will come when your present life will change and you yourself may need an IHSS provider. We are essential workers, and we will always be essential workers. I'm here to ask you today to sign on to this bill, AB 283, and support it unanimously. Why? Because the individuals that we care for count, but our care counts too. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sabrina, for those powerful words. And I'm going to turn it over to an IHSS care receiver from San Diego County, Ronald Penn. So, do you want to?
I'm a little slow, but I get there.
Take your time.
Thanks, sir. Good morning. My name is Ronald Penn. I'm a resident of the beautiful city of San Diego, California. I'm also an IHSS recipient. I am a 20-plus year licensed clinician. I'm a nurse and a proud Army veteran. I served my country, I served my county, I served my community, my city, proudly for many years. And due to illness, approximately 3 years ago, I lost my sight and I lost my ability to walk, which meant I lost my ability to earn money and to go out and provide care. Not having planned that at a young age, I found myself in need of care. I found myself in need of the same services that I had provided to our community for many years, proudly provided to our community for many years. Without my IHSS worker, Sabrina, the lovely Sabrina, who's wonderful, I would end up in a county or state facility. I would have lost my independence. My quality of life would have been greatly diminished. I would not be here had it not been for her and not been for the other wonderful recipients that have expressed their help and their staunch words to push me through and to help me get to where I am. The providers are absolutely awesome, wonderful, wonderful people, good, kind-hearted people who care from the heart. They have to care from the heart because they're not in it for the money. They have to make the decision consistently as to whether or not they can eat. Instead of, excuse me just a hot second, they don't have gas in their vehicles to come and provide me care. They don't have food. I help them. I share my food with them. They're here to help me. I have to help feed them. When they have to make the decision on whether or not they eat or whether or not they go to work because they don't have gas, that's a problem. That's a real problem. AB, this Assembly Bill 283 is beyond needed. It's a must. It's definitely a must. I am not the exception. Someone in your family, someone that you know, has been or will be at some point in time needing this type of care. This type of care. And it's individualized. You can't cookie cut what they need and what they need for what I need. Okay? When you match up the provider with the recipient, it's beautiful and it works. And when you don't do it, someone is suffering. And right now, our care providers are suffering. They need help. This is that help. I would like each of you to think, look into your heart, look past what you may have already preconceived and support this 100%, because it is personal. It's personal to me. It's personal to these individuals behind us. And more especially, it's important and it's personal to the providers, the people that are out there daily giving care, feeding, bathing, taking care of their personal domestic needs, helping them with their bills, just their bills, their medications, the basics, the basics. And without it, these people will end up in a facility someplace. And we all know what that looks like. We don't even have to go down that road. Please support this bill. Talk to, educate people, allow them, let them know firsthand. If they have a problem, reach out to me. I got nothing to hide. Thank you so much. God bless the state of California.
Thank you so much, Ronald and Sabrina, for speaking and for also your incredible testimony. With their help, we got the 7-0 from them telling their story. I think when you hear from providers and recipients, you understand why this is needed. You understand how essential this is. And I know, Ronald, we're so grateful that you have Sabrina, who is with you, and for all of the folks who are here behind us who are providers. I know there is a recipient who relies on you in similar ways, who you're there for with such care and sacrifice. And you should never have to choose between taking care of the essentials and basics for yourself and providing that for someone you love and care for. That is the choice that too many people are having to face in our state, and we want to change that. I want to introduce our last speaker, who's going to close us out, who is the other part of this strong coalition that is going to carry us across the finish line, is just an extraordinary leader for caregivers across the state, Arnulfo de la Cruz, president of SEIU 2015.
Thank you, Assemblymember Haney, and good morning, everyone. I also want to appreciate everyone in this room, our caregivers. Big round of applause for our caregivers. I want to thank all of our staff from both unions, our state councils, and everyone who's putting their, as we say in Spanish, granito de arena, your piece of sand, in building this movement for justice for caregivers. I actually think we're going to look back at today, and we're going to say that today marked a very special moment in the journey of caregivers demanding dignity and respect. And in a lot of ways, the question, you all, that we have before us that was planted this morning is, what type of future of care do we want in California? What type of future of care are Californians deserving of? I would argue that our California values speak to compassion, they speak to respect, they speak to dignity. And too often, those who are caring for others aren't able to care for themselves. Today, that stops. This vote of 7-0, we bring the bill to the Assembly, but we're here today to say that our care counts. Our care counts. Our care counts. Our care counts. The care, wow, you're on it. The care our seniors receive counts. It allows them the human right and freedom to grow older in the setting of their choice. The care Californians with disability receive counts. It ensures their dignity and protects their right to live their fullest lives. The compassionate, often heroic care that IHSS providers delivers counts and is deserving of immense respect. We encourage a vote for yes on AB 283. Si se puede. Let's go get it. Let's make this happen. Si se puede. And then our care counts. Our care counts. Our care counts.
Our care counts. Our care counts. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Hallelujah.
I would just, again, Thank you all so much for coming. Thank you again to UDW. Thank you to SEIU 2015. Thank you to all of the staff. And you have an incredible team up here working for you all through both AFSCME and SEIU California. I don't see Tiffany here. I know that the AFSCME staff is here. So many of the folks here in the back here are spending so much time every single day talking to members, educating them, fighting for you all, telling your stories. But they will be the first to say there's nothing more power than having you up here to tell your stories yourselves. And I know you're going to go over there to the members' offices today. We want to see these on every single door, every single place you look throughout the legislature. We want to see our care counts, because what we need is the momentum and the unanimous support from everyone here in the legislature, so that when we send this to the governor, he knows California has spoken. Because you all represent California. Let's get it done. Thank you. Thank you. Up. Photo.